Hello, everyone, and welcome to Go-to-Market AI, the future of your go-to-market tech stack. I'm your host, Sarah McConnell. These days, it seems like every company has AI, but on this show, we want to go a level deeper so you can see firsthand how businesses are actually applying AI to solve your business challenges. We're going deep into the use cases and showing you live demos of the latest and greatest in AI technology. Today, I'm so excited to be joined by Ava Kavelle, Senior Product Marketing Manager at Clary. Ava, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm so happy to be here. Excited to talk to you.
I am super pumped about this demo. I've loved your guys' brand for a very long time, especially you guys just do such a good job from a marketing perspective. But I try to keep myself unknown to the demo as best as I can before the show so it feels authentic. So I'm very excited. But before we jump into the demo, can you tell us a little bit about who is Clary, what do you guys do, and who are you helping?
Absolutely. So Clary is a revenue platform, meaning that we run all workflows associated to revenue across the entire funnel for everyone in your revenue organization. What is a revenue organization? It is sales, service, marketing, finance, your sales enablement team, your product managers, even maybe anyone who touches that revenue process. And we're doing this so that companies can answer the most important question of whether they will meet, beat, or miss on revenue. Right? Revenue is the most important business process. It's not just an outcome that you have limited control over. And yet, there's no unified system to run revenue. So a lot of companies are treating it kind of just as that outcome that they have limited control over. And the tools that they're using aren't really helping, right? These are tools that are 3 decades old, like your Excel, your BI, your CRM, and more recently, a bunch of point solutions that only address 1 or 2 use cases, right? So all this means that your revenue critical employees, right? Employees that impact revenue across all those teams, they can't collaborate. And so the revenue process can't be governed, which means you're leaving a ton of revenue on the table. And that is what we call revenue leak. So what Clary does is we resolve those leaks, right? We're plugging revenue leaks so we can help you fix your revenue process with a unified platform that runs all of your revenue workflows, both internal and external, across the entire funnel. So we're doing automated data, activity capture, we're improving your operational rigor, we have the most accurate forecasting on the market, we have next level deal inspection, sales engagement, prospecting, buyer collaboration, conversation intelligence, everything you need from rep to exec so that you can run revenue like a process and achieve revenue precision. So that is what we do, helping all kinds of companies do that.
That's amazing because I do feel like you hit it at the very beginning, which is nothing's more important right now than revenue. There's nothing we care about more. And also, I feel like in this time, it feels really squishy to get to revenue. You kind of said it, like, it doesn't feel like we have as much control over it as we want to. It's hard to forecast. It's hard to know like what's happening. Things are changing very rapidly in the market right now. So I'm so excited for you to jump into this demo so we can see Clary's AI functionality and see how that can help revenue teams be more rigorous with their revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. And before I do jump into the demo, I just want to call something out for your audience. You know, obviously, we're talking about AI today. And AI has been around for a long time. Of course, the spikes in development this past year have made everyone hype on it, and every company claim that they have unique AI that nobody else has. But ultimately, as AI models commoditize over time, it's Clary's perspective that it won't be the algorithms that are going to stand out anymore. It's going to be all about the data and the workflows that AI enables to create that really enhanced experience for users. And that's what I love about Clary's AI. Yes, we've been building AI into our platform from the beginning when we started a decade ago. But what makes it so different is that Clary owns every revenue workflow, right? I said it, both internal and external. And our AI is integrated in all that. So we're enabling these really smart workflows across the entire funnel that nobody else can because they don't think about the entire revenue process the way Clary does. So yeah, just a quick primer and also a good transition for us to get into the platform. So I will get going on our demo. So what we're looking at here, this is what we call our inspect module. Now, Clary is a really robust solution. So I won't be getting into all the nitty gritties of how everything works because then we'll be sitting here for 2 hours. But what we're looking at here, this is the core to Clary, where all of your opportunity and accounts are stored in this really functional grid where reps can take actions. They update everything every single day. Managers keep on top of deals that need their attention, and revenue leaders can get that quick sense of what's going on with their business so they know where they need to jump in for executive sponsorship. So right off the bat, you can see that AI is woven into this experience already through something as simple as our color coding here, right? We have deal indicators over here on the left side on every deal, giving you a heads up on what's going on. So you see the quality and the frequency of updates on each deal from your team. So you just have a quick understanding of where you need to spend your time. And there's no need to rehash and revisit every single detail, right? And it's really clear. Green's great. Red's bad, right? Blue is neutral.
Good UI right there. It makes it super simple. The first thing my eyes went to when you shared your screen, which is just, I feel like a really great UI for the AI functionality is like, I understand it. I see it at a quick glance. That red is immediately where I'm going to draw my attention to. What needs help?
Exactly. And that's really a big part of what our AI solution, which we call Rev AI, is making it easier, right? Reducing some of the admin, increasing productivity, so we can create what we call the 10x rep or the 10x revenue leader that are doing so much more. So how are we identifying all these positive and negative indicators? It's all based on the activity data that we're pulling in here over here on the right, if you can see that. And we're capturing all this activity and data across your CRM, your emails, your calendars, your other data warehouses, CI. And we're automatically pulling all of that into what we call RevDB, our revenue database. And then we're layering logic on top of that with Rev AI. So we're pulling in all this rich revenue data and leveraging AI to assign it to the right accounts and opportunities and contacts and leads, and we're deduping things. So you get this comprehensive historical view of all the data on your deal, and then we're automatically color coding it for you, right? Because we want to make it easy. We want to make it simple to understand. So that's just one super simple way that we are marrying data and AI and making it easy. So forget looking at every opportunity in CRM or Excel. This is like the first step, really, in our minds to driving a productive workflow. And if I dive in a bit deeper on this specific opportunity, we're looking at here at bill.com. I'm going to click this activity details button. And basically, I'm looking at all the associated activities the rep has had with this process, which is all pulled in through, again, that automatic data capture and AI helping to clean it up and properly associate to everything. And here I can see just in the last couple of days, we had some emails. I can click that button right there and summarize the emails associated to this deal over the past week in just a second, right? So I'm not spending a bunch of time reading everything and wasting my time. I'm getting up to speed quickly, and I know if there's anything going glaringly wrong here. Now I'm going to click into the previous week because it's only Tuesday. It seems like there's not much going on this deal. And I'm just scrolling down through the rest of the activities. I want to see if we have a call on this one, which, you know what? I thought we did have a call. Oh, there it was. I just scrolled right past it. Alrighty, we'll just load up again. And I'm going to just pull up a call. Now, the way we're able to pull up calls and emails and events is, again, through that data capture, but also because Clary has a conversation intelligence solution called Copilot. So I'm pulling in my calls right alongside the rest of our activities here. And with Rev AI, I'm getting another similar smart summary. I'm getting a summary of this call that took place last week. So as a revenue leader, I don't need to go waste my one-on-one asking for an update. I'm seeing that summary live. I'm seeing the action items and who they're assigned to. I'm seeing the topics that were discussed. And if I need to dive in deeper, if there's something glaringly wrong here, I'm going to click to view the recording and pull that right up, all within the same flow of work, right? So I, again, see that summary and the action items, but I can watch the call. I can leave a comment. I can create a scorecard, a game tape, whatever I need to do here, all in that same flow of work. So that's how we're really pulling in some of our qualitative, our predictive, and our generative AI all into one experience in this inspect section of Clary where you're doing your deal and pipeline inspection.
I feel like that point of, I was just going to say, I feel like the point of the saving time in your one-on-one is such a like underrepresented or underappreciated benefit of having AI in your product like this, which is if it's been a week since, I'm a rep, I'm working multiple deals and I get another one-on-one with my sales leader and they ask for an update. And I'm like, I don't remember. It's been, I've slept 3 different times. I've got, 5 other deals I'm trying to work. I don't remember what's happening here. Is the ability to have AI functionality that lets leaders and managers come in and get an unbiased update and an accurate update in one platform. I just feel like is such a huge benefit that we don't see enough of. So I loved seeing this in Clary.
Yeah, you nailed it. Honestly, a lot of customers know Clary for forecasting, right? But what they don't realize is you can't even get to accurate forecasting if you don't have that operational rigor within your revenue team. Yeah. And to get there, you need to be able to have the full and complete history, the context, right? This is all qualitative details. And you need to be able to do that quickly on the fly and review it quickly. We don't need revenue leaders or first line managers wasting one-on-ones as just, a back and forth status update. What we want to enable them to do is turn it into more of a strategic collaboration and really get back to the heart of selling. So exactly, you nailed it. All of these features enable us to up-level reps and managers in that experience. So you're absolutely right. And that's actually a great connection to the next thing I want to show you, which is right here called our CRM score. This is actually a really important feature, an AI feature here. This is our proprietary AI score for every deal. It's between 0 and 100, and it indicates how likely Clary thinks the deal is to close. And what's incredible about this is the CRM score is calculated uniquely to every customer's organization. It's plugged into their CRM. We don't have a run-of-the-mill generic algorithm that we're applying across everything. CRM score is looking at all the standard and custom fields that each organization is using and their unique history of how deals close. So it's considering really unique factors. It's looking at how long certain things are taking. For example, if you're getting stuck in a contract phase, how does that impact the deal and how does that compare to other deals? And it's also considering the conversion rates of every single sales rep. And it's recalculated twice a day. So it's like really fresh all the time.
So that's an incredible amount of information to ingest. And I just love these small features because it's just such a good gut check. If you have a rep saying, oh, this one's in commit, 100% this is closing. But as a leader, you come in and you're like, wait, but it's showing a score of 46. It's red. Like something is off here. Like something is getting flagged in our algorithm that says like, you think this is commit, but like we don't, like it's not showing here. And it gives you that gut check to be like, okay, let's dig in a little bit deeper. Like where is the disconnect happening? And I love that because I think it's so hard for reps to just have like an unbiased forecast of how a deal could progress.
You nailed it. Not only is the CRM score a guiding factor, but it's a way to triangulate that human intuition with what the machine says, not just from an inspection standpoint, but like you said, for forecasting, right? If something is in commit and we don't even know the decision process, how are we okay with that, right? Yeah. We need to really scrutinize every single deal, especially the way 2023 has been, the trends going into 2024, right? Yep. So our customers are using CRM score every single day. It's refreshed constantly. We're always working to hone all the AI that's operating in the background. And it's a great leading indicator, right? So for both reps and for managers. So I'd like to move on into our analyze section. Now, beyond the day-to-day of deal inspection and pipeline management, Rev AI is an important part of our analytics. And we have, you can see here, several modules. I'm not going to go into all of them because again, it would take us forever. But I'm going to click into Pulse. And we're going to spend a minute here. Pulse basically, exactly what it sounds like, helps our customers keep a pulse on the quarter, right? How are things shaping up this quarter? And we can look at it this quarter, we can look at next quarter, we can go into years if we're doing a bit more of planning. And right off the top, I'm seeing our AI projection right here at the top here. I'm comparing it to my quota. It looks like Clary's AI thinks we're not going to hit it. I see how much we've closed won, what's our gap. And I'm going to click into the AI projection over here on the right. I can see our min and our max. I can see the trends, and I can get all of the indicators behind the factors that's driving this AI projection. So this is a really important factor here. All of Clary's AI is very transparent. There's no black box operating that you can't figure out. We want to help you understand its reasoning. So we're showing you all of the information, and we're providing that everywhere throughout the platform, because the question has to be asked, if you had a better sense of whether you were going to meet, beat, or miss on revenue 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks before the quarter closes, how would that impact the actual actions that your revenue organization takes, right? So Clary's forecast is the most accurate on the business. We have customers that are hitting 98% forecast accuracy within week 2, right? That's insane. And it's our goal to help every organization get that information so they can know earlier if they're going to hit quota and take the right actions. So if we look down at the graph here, it's a lot of information, but basically what we're looking at is our quarter broken out by week, and each week broken down by stage. Now we can break it down by stage or forecast category. We'll just take a look at stage here. And overlaid on all of that are our team's calls, as well as the forecast projection from Rev AI. And if we look throughout, it looks like, our team is calling it a bit higher than our AI projection the whole quarter. So we might have some rose-colored glasses on, but we're getting a story here through the analytics and through the AI laid over it. And we can see right away that the AI might be picking up things that humans just don't, right? Because even the best sales rep in the world can't compete with everything that AI considers. So if I look at weeks 2 and 3, for example, right off the bat, I can see from week 2 to week 3, we had a pretty big drop in that pipe. But if you take a look at our team's calls, sorry, this overlay keeps getting in the way. Our team didn't really change their call. They didn't really react to that change and drop in pipeline, but the AI projection did, right? You can see it drop down here pretty significantly while our team stayed pretty flat. So that's just one example of how Rev AI is helping to pull out nuggets to help you operate better and achieve revenue precision.
That is amazing.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say that's really great. I know I work with our ops team really closely. We're always looking at forecasting. I know how difficult it can be if you're doing it in something like Excel or Google Sheet, and you're trying to aggregate all of this data from all your different systems.
It hurts my heart hearing that.
No, and you said it best. Like, even the best human who's incredible at their job, there's just things that are going to happen in trends over time that you're just going to miss, that having this AI support can help you catch and detect early. And the earlier, the better. Like, to your point, like, you have a quarter, it's only 3 months that you need to fix something. If you're off, you don't notice it till halfway through the quarter, you're going to be in big trouble. You have to catch those things early.
Yeah. And even in a good year, if we're overshooting our quota, that also is a cost to the company. Yeah. So it really is about hitting the mark. Going above, going below, both can be really detrimental. Obviously, a lot of teams are struggling to even hit quota right now. So knowing earlier and being able to strategize in new ways with your team, that's really the golden ticket here. And having that forecast accuracy is key. And the only way that Clary is able to hit something like 98% forecast accuracy in week 2 is because of that revenue database I mentioned, because RevDB takes your full, complete historical data. It's snapshotting your CRM every 15 minutes, something that CRMs don't do on their own, right? And it's aggregating all of that and looking at unique factors for your organization. So it's a really robust calculation we have here. Next, I'm going to take us into our trend module. Now, this is something you simply can't get from CRM. It's point-in-time analysis. And again, where we're taking the snapshots of your data every 15 minutes so that you can come in here and you can pick any day in the quarter. We're looking at day 45 of the quarter, but you can pick any day in the quarter and see how your pipeline looks and get a projection from Clary on where the machine thinks you're going to end up. And that projection, again, is incredibly accurate, right? We can see it right up here. front and center. And the question has to be asked, how different would your business be if you knew a month earlier where you're going to land? So similar to Pulse, a lot to look at here. So let me explain this. Basically, what we're seeing is the historical data here that on this day in each quarter, the past 4 quarters, how has the team performed and how they've converted each stage. We're actually looking at forecast category. You can look at that. I like looking at stage for this one. I think it's really informative and helpful. And so here on the far right, we have the live data for this quarter, right? We're seeing how we're converting each stage and how Clary's Rev AI projects us to hit at the end of the quarter, comparing what we're doing as of today to what we think we'll be doing based on Rev AI, if that makes sense. And then again, comparing that to the past year's performance compared to the current quarter's performance. And what's incredible here is, again, Rev AI is it's complex in the background. So it's even considering one-off unexpected wins as part of the data set. So it's really robust, and that's what's enabling us to be so accurate. So you can get a sense of how much your quarter is going to end up being maybe a Hail Mary, right? There are reps that like to hide things from CRM until the last minute when they're absolutely sure. And you can start to uncover those patterns with this type of AI and analysis surfacing that information for you. And we can stay high level and look at the whole team and compare to how we were doing every other quarter, or we could even drop down to specific regions, even specific reps, if we really, really want to drill down and get nitty gritty with how to improve our rep performance. And then from there, we can dive into the opportunities that make up the call and get in the weeds. So that's something else that I think is so powerful about Clary is just the ability to go from the 30,000 foot view and drop all the way down to the 1 foot view.
Absolutely. And I really like your point of how it feels like it can normalize the variability that is humans. You kind of touched on the point of like, some reps are going to commit deals differently. They're going to hide things in the CRM. Like there's so much variability in your team of sales reps and how they're going to use and interact with data, and to have AI to kind of normalize that, to find those trends and get you like a good midline and be able to tell you and find these like outliers. That's something as a human that is really, really hard to do. So this is huge, so beneficial.
I think it's just all going back to this theme of what we've been talking about the whole time, being able to triangulate the rep or the team's perspective, right, against the Rev AI projections. You're not just stuck with that gut intuition. You're not stuck with the human behaviors. You're not stuck with the static Excel model, right? You're bringing together all these different perspectives and getting guidance that you can compare to. So really powerful stuff throughout all of our analytics modules. I'm going to switch gears for a sec. We're going to go one tab over into Clary Copilot. So this is our conversation intelligence solution. You already saw some of the capabilities with Copilot that I showed you where we started out in Inspect, right? We saw the smart call summary, reviewed the call recording, all in the flow of work. That's all through Clary Copilot because it is one integrated revenue platform. So if I were to click through to review any of these calls directly in Copilot, again, I see that smart summary, I see my action items, all here to make my life easier and save me time from having to actually review a call. How many times have you actually sat down and reviewed your team's calls? Nobody has time for that.
No, I wish I did. So badly, I wish I had time, but we just don't.
Nobody has time. It's a beautiful pipe dream. But what's incredible here is Copilot also has a ton of AI running in the background on every call live, right? So as a CI solution, we're transcribing in real time, which is actually very unique to Copilot. A lot of other CI solutions are not doing real-time transcription. Yeah. And we're doing it across multiple languages. So that's a first. Our transcription accuracy, just like our forecasting accuracy, is a leader in the market. We've actually done some tests against competitors and proven that. So because we're doing this all in real time, we're able to provide other real-time capabilities that really help reps on every call. So you saw the smart call summary originally in Inspect. You saw it right there on that call. We can also share it in Slack to the reps directly after the call. So I'm actually going to switch my screen share for a second here. And hopefully show you a live call that I had last week. Great. So here you're looking at the smart call summary of this call that I had last week. I got this just a couple of seconds after the call. And down here, I'm actually going to click to send a follow-up email. And so what's happening is Rev AI is generating a follow-up email in the voice and tone of me as my role that I could send to my prospect or whoever else was on the call. It includes a summary. It includes an action item. There's a couple of quippy things in there, right? And I can adjust anything I need, but this is what I mean when I say Rev AI is enabling productivity, enables 10x rep, right? Because they're not spending time taking notes and putting them into CRM on the call. That's the call summary. They're not spending time drafting every email from scratch. That's the smart follow-up. So we're removing the admin of the day-to-day so reps can focus on what matters, which is connecting with the customer. Now, let's be honest. A lot of companies are summarizing, right? Let me show you something that we're actually doing that's quite different. So I'm going to switch back into Copilot here. And I'd like to show you our battle cards and our smart battle cards. So like I mentioned, Clary Copilot is transcribing in real time, right? So this means we have real-time capabilities like real-time coaching through what we call battle cards. And you can see some example battle cards right here that we've created to help all of our reps. And these can be coaching for ejection handling, competitive pricing, or you can do what we do sometimes and actually associate to a specific sales play or a campaign. So it's really up to your enablement team and your ops team to decide what goes in there. But battle cards are incredibly powerful as a coaching tool because they increase win rates by 10% for reps who use them. This is analysis we've done. Yeah. But Clary is thinking about this beyond just coaching, right? And we're leveraging Gen AI capabilities to help our enablement teams create and leverage battle cards in new ways. So I can create from scratch, right? I can add trigger words really easily. I can categorize it and I can start talking about good stuff here. And there's your battle card. I launch it and it'll trigger live and help a rep in their moment of need, right? But here's our perspective. There's so much incredible content that marketing teams and content teams and product marketing teams are creating and putting out there, but it doesn't get used effectively by reps because there's just such a breadth of content. How do we succinctly and effectively bring this to be used on every call in every revenue critical moment and elevate our reps and how they're communicating with their customers, right? And that's what we think battle cards really enable us to do and enable our customers to do. So it's not just about coaching. It's how you educate the market with more informed sellers. And with Gen AI, we're taking the burden off the enablement teams for having to spend so much time going through all that marketing content, all the enablement docs, all the external facing docs, and turning that into something succinct for reps. So let me show you how we're doing this with Gen AI. This is a real deck that our reps use. This is our Rev AI pitch deck. And you can see there's some really solid messaging in here, but it's also really visual. There's quotes, there's all this information, right? So an enablement person could read this and try to figure out, okay, maybe I just take, the top 3 things and I throw it into a battle card and that's all great. But sometimes that can be really challenging, especially if the enablement team hasn't been working on that content. So they're spending way too much time doing that. Well, this is where Rev AI's generative AI capabilities help. So I'm going to literally load up that exact pitch deck that we just took a look at. I'm going to hit that generate button. And you can do this with any content, right? It can be a PDF, a one-pager, a messaging and positioning document, a deck like what I just did. The point is that Rev AI is doing the work for you in the background and will generate a succinct set of bullets that are what a rep should be talking about live on a call. So we can see it's already added our trigger words. Maybe we select a couple of those, we'll categorize it. And down below, we have the most important information. We even have some of this customer stories included in there and some quippy emojis to make it fun. And so we can publish that and use that. And so not only in this case are we saving enablement time, but we are pushing the boundaries of how you take marketing content through enablement into your go-to-market orgs.
That part resonates with me so much because as someone in marketing hears all the time, where they're like, well, what content do you have? What content do you have for this particular scenario, this scenario? And what we always find is that content exists. It's just hard to find it and put it in a way that's utilizable by the sales team. It's there. The marketing has done their job. They've created it. But getting that handoff right and in a way that's in a system that they're going to use, it's in language that they want. And to your point, this is so fast. I don't have to hand it over to enablement, wait for them to try to read through the doc we've created and write this up. It's just speeding that process up and making it so much easier for them to find it. So I love this part because as a marketer that has a bunch of great content out there that I want my sales team to use, I can absolutely see the use case here and how beneficial this could be for them.
Exactly. And I think, again, it's about like, we can think even beyond that as marketers, like how do we take a campaign or updated messaging and then activate that through battle cards in a new way, right? So it's not just about, oh, pricing came up and it pops up your pricing PDF. Like that's great. We need that, and reps really, really benefit from that. But then how do we up-level the message that our reps are telling the market? It's by taking, exactly like you said, taking that marketing content and really making it actionable on every single call in that revenue critical moment. And there's just no way we could do that without AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that concludes everything I wanted to walk you through. I think the big takeaway here that I've gotten through our back and forth is, right, Rev AI is using a blend of predictive and generative AI. It's increasing productivity and predictability so that you can meet those revenue goals in every revenue moment. So I think it's all going back to that super important question. Are you going to meet, beat, or miss on revenue? And how can we predict that earlier so we can take the right actions?
Ava, thank you so much for taking us through this. And I know you probably only just scratched the surface on everything that Clary can do, because I know you guys have so much going on in here. Yeah. And I want to say this was great because in that short amount of time, now I want to see all the rest of it. And even though we don't have time on the show, if you're watching this and you're interested, obviously you can go to Clary's website and get a full demo of all of these products. I know I really want to after seeing this because I have to imagine there's so much more goodness.
And and we have product tours and videos and all the good stuff.
Anything you'll need. So Ava, with that being said, I would love to move into our final section, which is our lightning round Q&A, if you're ready.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So the first question is, how long has Clary been building AI into your product?
Oh, literally from when its inception, from when we were founded 10 years ago. And I think, again, that's what makes our AI so different is we really focused on what are the use cases and the workflows that revenue critical employees need. And we built AI around that. So again, it is not this generic horizontal stuff that can be applied to a million different use cases. It's super narrow and it is built for value.
I love that answer. I love when companies come on and say like, hey, we've had this for a really long time. It's come more to the forefront now because of the popularity in AI, which is part of why we do this show. But that everything in Clary's, like the forecasting, this has all been in there from the very beginning, and that you guys have been building around this AI capability. So I love that answer. I think that speaks volumes to why the demo you showed is so good.
Awesome. Yeah.
So next question for you is, what you just showed on the demo today, is that generally available if a customer was to buy Clary tomorrow?
Yes. Awesome. Everything I showed is currently in GA, and we have so much more coming out that I can't show you, but I can't wait to tell you about.
And speaking of customers, who are some of the customers that are currently benefiting from Clary's AI functionality?
Oh, I mean, every Clary customer benefits from our AI because it's not a part of a bunch of add-ons you have to purchase. It's integrated, again, across the entire platform in every step of the revenue process. So it's included in every SKU, every package. And we are a partner, or we're helping customers across every industry. Tons of innovative companies, including Workday, ADP, Databricks, Adobe, Zoom, AT&T, Cisco, Fortinet, Informatica. I could go on and on. Check out our website. Lots of
I'm sure they're all on your website, but those are, very impressive brands, and revenue is important to every single company. So I can imagine that makes industries and companies, because who doesn't need it? Who doesn't need predictability in their revenue?
Exactly. And I think the other thing too is certain industries, to be totally transparent, are not as mature in addressing the revenue process. And I think what's really incredible about Clary is the ability to grow with the platform, right? Some of our customers are just using Clary for data automation and that sales rigor, and they're not even ready for forecasting yet. So we really grow with our customers and help them reach their revenue goals.
That's amazing. Okay, the very last question is, what is next on Clary's AI roadmap? Where are you guys taking Clary's AI functionality next?
Yeah, the future is bright. Not only are our PMs really obsessive over AI, but our leadership is so invested in how we continue to push the envelope on what Rev AI can do for our customers. And again, what makes us positioned so well to deliver that real value is our experience with revenue and how much expertise we have. So some of the things I'm excited about is competitive sentiment analysis. We have new engagement scoring that's coming out where you'll be able to compare how your engagement across different accounts, what that means. A whole new way to do analytics with earlier pipeline analytics and AI built into all of that. Now that we acquired Groove, we have all of this other stuff we can do. And then the real holy grail that we're working toward is being able to build an entire sales play with automation and AI and the right trigger points, the right messaging, the right play to push out. So you're really getting systematic about your approach to every prospect. So a lot of good stuff coming.
Our team, you guys are busy and you guys create amazing products. So I'm super excited to see where you guys take this. With that being said, Ava, thank you so much for joining Go-to-Market AI today. I loved seeing this demo. You guys are doing such an incredible job. So thank you for taking the time today to join us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sarah. Really appreciate it.